Welcome to the Neely Schmidt Yourself Podcast. I've already ruined it because intros are difficult. I am Mike Neely. Here's my co-host, Jonathan Schmidt.
I'm Jonathan Schmidt.
And welcome
together,
to the Neely
Schmidt
Yourself
Podcast.
We are.
I do like that. I like if we paused.
Hey, maybe we pause.
We're
gonna figure this out.
I like
guys.
the pause.
We're two
just
nerds
starting out,
figuring out what podcasting
exactly
is like, and I hope you can join us and get some entertainment out of this. And if you think we're just a bunch of silly dum-dums, that's okay too. This is fun for us with no goal in mind other than for us to be able to hang out. And as you can see, this week's a little bit different. We are both at home. I'm back where we started last week. He's at home. This is going to be a typical thing we might have to do from time to time just because of life, but that way we can still record and get to hang out with each other and be able to talk about things and share that with the worldwide internet. The internet. So our thoughts and opinions could be on there with the platform of YouTube and StreamYard. Not that you guys care that much, but thanks for joining us. Hey, I thought we should go over a few different topics today. The biggest thing today is going to be about video games. That's going to be most of the topics today. But we want to hit on the NFL and how the Browns, didn't show up at all. Welcome. We had the Browns of old showing up again. But we're going to talk about how we did. It looks like John and I, for the most part, picked the same teams. Our only difference was which game again?
It was the Kansas City-Miami game, and I went with Miami.
I went with Kansas City.
And obviously the cold weather affected the Fins.
You know, if you put a dolphin in cold weather, it probably doesn't do well. Well, now you know. It didn't really do well for Patrick Mahomes' helmet either, but, here we are.
And it was just I don't know. I just was thinking the offense that was so good at the beginning of the year was not doing so hot.
They hadn't been good for so long, and Kansas City's just got a run of – and that's the same thing with Philly, though. Like, we both said Philly, and Philly, outside of, like, having this hot streak to start the season, like, hasn't played well of late.
Well, also think about that was like the one thing that I thought was interesting is they compared the Phillies the Eagles season this year to 2020 Steelers, where remember the Steelers started off 10-11 and 11-0, or was it 10-0?
You just can't maintain that.
And they went to the playoffs and they had to place the Browns and they played like poopy.
Well, they came out of the gate. The Browns won. They played out. They came out of the gate just like, thinking they would just take it, which is fine because that's historically what you would do to the Browns.
It would happen. But I just loved how our former Browns quarterback lit it up and looked good.
I know you're a big Baker fan, and
I am.
You deserve it. He's fun to watch. I remember watching, was that Thursday night or Monday night? I can't remember which prime time. When he came out and played for the Rams.
Oh, it was Thursday night. Was it Thursday
night? Because he'd barely been there. Anyway, I remember him like
was there
barely
for 2
being
days.
there.
2 days.
And he just goes in there and gunslings it. And it's like, you know what? I love that.
I kind of want to get that jersey just because it's number 17 and it says.
He hated that number too. It was literally like the only thing available that was for a quarterback.
So dumb.
That's what happens when they change the number rule. Anyway, not important.
Sure.
But yeah, I think it's cool that he won. I'm happy for him. It's funny that, the Eagles are really just, I'm upset for Kelsey. I wanted him to be able to leave.
Yeah, I was shocked that he was retiring.
I'm not. I wasn't at all. I expected it to be his last game, and that was my first thought when they lost. I was like, crap, Kelsey's retiring.
I think he could have went one more year, though. I mean,
did you watch that? Did you watch the documentary on Amazon? Okay. Watch that and you'd understand.
Watch that. Okay.
It's a good watch. Anna, my wife, liked it. I mean, that's saying something.
Okay. All right. I think the other game that
she liked it.
Yeah. I think the other thing that we both literally made our beds and we have to lay in it is we picked the lovely Cowboys.
Yeah, I don't know what we were thinking. The Cowboys do
with
not playoffs
they actually
them since the 90s. And they're like, oh, yeah, this isn't the 90s anymore. And they're just trash.
just played real bad.
Just so bad. So bad.
Real bad.
Like, I don't understand how you just don't show up to ever play in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Anyway,
And
it's funny.
I don't know. And then we did pick the Lions to win, and they won.
We did pick the Lions to win.
And guess what? It was the closest game.
I know. Well, it was a homecoming for both quarterbacks. I mean, they're both drafted by the other team, and they got traded. So,
but they played in Detroit. I don't know how it's a homecoming for Goff, but okay.
No. Like, not okay. You're getting to play your former team that you were drafted by in the playoffs. It's pretty big deal.
It's pretty awesome.
Especially after Goff leaves and then they win a Super Bowl without him. It's like,
he took him to the Super Bowl anyway. So
he did. Just
he's
crazy.
Not a bad quarterback.
He's not. Yeah. And he's gotten to prove that by being in Detroit and them really becoming something. So I'm excited about that. Let's go into our predictions real quick for this weekend.
Which game you want to go first?
So the first game we have is Kansas City versus Buffalo.
I want the Bills.
You're going with Bills?
Because guess what? I'm going Bills. You want to know why?
Why?
This is the first time Patrick Mahomes has to go on the road for the playoffs.
Yep.
And he has to go into Buffalo. That stadium was crazy for how much snow there was in that stadium. I mean, in the seats. It was nuts. Yeah. It was sold out. Those fans are nuts. I like that the Bills are in our division. I like the Bills because that fan base reminds me so much of Cleveland.
Yeah, there's some
similarities
there.
I mean, it's just that the Bills Mafia, and then you have the dog pound with us. It's there.
So you're going Buffalo. And then I think it's valid, but Kansas City can also be cold. And I'm going off track record, so I'm gonna split it and say Kansas City. You're going Buffalo. Let's go to the NFC over here real quick, which is a pretty good matchup. We're gonna have either Baker or
that high-powered offense. I mean, I'm not saying Goff's offense is bad. I don't think the Lions' offense is bad, but I think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers' offense is a tad bit better because of rosters.
Yeah,
but I don't think it's that bad.
So where are you going?
I'm going Lions.
I am too. I think they're the better team, and
I agree. Overall, they're the better team.
Longer. And it's an indoor game. Not that it would matter too much because it would have been fine in my Tampa. But I'm going that way too. So, so we're both going Lions here. What do you think about the Texans-Ravens matchup?
I hate to say it, but
yep, me too.
I'm going Ravens. I mean, it's about time Lamar actually gets his first win in the playoffs.
Yeah,
but I can also see them choking. I can also see them doing that, but
I don't see that happening. Rest. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't know if that happened with the Browns or not, but I'm just thinking some rest has some effect. You lose your rhythm.
Sure.
Yeah, but. I don't know. I agree. I hate to say it, but I feel like the Ravens are going to win that one. I just think their defense is really good.
Look, they're in the number 1 seed for a reason, so I'm with it. I'm with it. How about we got Green Bay and 49ers? I know where I'm at. I mean, yeah.
I think I'm going 49ers. That's just where I'm at.
Same. So we're going the same there.
Unless somehow Green Bay just comes out and starts balling out like they did against Dallas.
So here's roughly what we're looking at for the AFC and NFC championship. Obviously, the difference here is just this game for us. But we're in agreement once again that every game except one, which is fine. The number
also,
one.
I'm calling it here now. I want this on record since we are live. if it does end up being the Ravens and 49ers,
The logo?
the logo stuff is legit. And
Yeah.
it's all scripted.
Yeah. I mean, you're going to hear that a lot.
I like conspiracy theories. You know me. I love that. I love that stuff.
Yeah.
Also, have you seen... Okay, we're going to bring this up now, but there's like... Have you ever watched The Longest Yard?
Which one?
The newest one. Let's go with that one.
Okay.
With Adam Sandler.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, I've seen both. I had to ask. I want to make sure.
So no, at halftime, they're like the Mean Machine. They're up, right? Mm-hmm. And they're like, crew, do you need to stop? If you want whatever, I'm gonna make this harsher on you, whatever. And so he like tells them to play bad. I feel like because the commissioner was at that game, there's a lot of people like made a meme or like a reel to it, and it was like the commissioner sitting in the back corner, and Joe Flacco is about to leave the room, and they're like, Joe, and they're like, and I'm like, this is like too perfect. Like, but I blame. I want to talk more about the Browns because we can get into that a little bit.
Yeah.
Defense, I don't know what happened. I do not know what happened with them not showing up.
Here's what happened. The old Browns showed up.
It did.
I felt like I was excited to watch a team that I'd seen all season, and instead I saw a team from like 5 years ago, and I'm like, this is the playoffs. Why are we playing like week 3 of 2012?
I don't know. It was just weird. It was weird watching the first half. I was okay with because obviously you're going to have to make your adjustments right in the second half. Makes sense,
right?
And also the 2 no calls where David Njoku gets completely tackled before the ball gets there. I'm not saying that didn't cost us the game. I'm saying that cost us that momentum, the momentum going into the half.
There was a few plays.
Yeah. There was, and then I forget there was like the hit on Joe Flacco when he slid. Okay, that was another big one.
One before that too. There was a few of them where they're just like, I'm like, what are we doing here?
Okay. After I watched the replay of the hit on Joe Flacco, it wasn't bad, but like I was watching the Bills game. I'm not wrong. It is a flag. It is a flag because I saw someone. Who was it? It was Stafford got barely hit in the helmet. Oh no, it wasn't Stafford. Was it Stafford?
Brady. It could have been Brady.
I don't know, but someone literally just like ran up and they bumped heads in the play and they threw a flag. And I'm like, you threw a flag on that, but you did. No one threw a flag when Joe Flacco was sliding and the guy dove on him and did a helicopter on top of it. Okay,
it wasn't that bad of a hit, but you're supposed to protect the quarterback. I'm aware that he's probably going to retire.
He was already in his slide. There's a difference. Already in his slide.
He committed.
Yeah. So that's my thing. And
I'm with it.
I'm not saying that. I don't say the officiating ruined the game. I feel like it ruined the momentum.
It ruined any momentum of us coming back and doing the cardiac thing we've done all year.
So
I'm with that.
And then I blame the defense for literally just schmitting
the bed.
And that drove me nuts because, and then I don't blame Joe Flacco for the interceptions. I blame the defense on it because Joe Flacco was trying to make something happen.
He was being ultra aggressive. We're already a pretty aggressive team when it comes to offense and defense. And defensively, like we just kept putting a hole. And you know me. You've known me for years. I'm not one to typically turn off a game. I turned it off.
Oh, I turned it off too.
After the second pick six, I'm like, I'm done. Like I'm
also, you know what sucked? I was in Cincinnati during that game.
I know you were.
And all of those women that were there, because I was at a crafting thing helping my mother-in-law and my wife, and they are all Bengals fans. And I'm repping all my Brown stuff. And I come down because I was, the second half I was watching because I was putting Riley to bed. And I come down and I was like, Andrew goes, I'm sorry. And I go, this sucks.
Yeah.
I stopped it after the second interception. I turned it off.
Yeah, I did too. That was exactly when, and I'm always like, there's always time. I'm like, no. Like,
after that one, it's over. It was too far gone. And Also, Greg Newsome getting freaking torched 3 times in the first half.
We just,
it didn't make sense. I was like,
here it does make sense. I'll make it make sense real quick. Here's what happened: is that we had a very, very, very hurt team trying to play through injury. Most of the rosters on IR,
and also Myles Garrett was playing hurt too.
Myles Garrett, like so many people.
I mean, think about Myles Garrett. He had like
38, practically 39-year-old quarterback. Our line is beat up. Both tackles have been out for weeks on left and right side. Like,
yeah, it was just crazy.
What we were able to accomplish, and I'm not one for like pity points or participation trophies, and that's
moments right now. But
that's not a me thing. I hate participation trophies. I'm just saying,
same.
I am impressed and thankful for how we were still able to get to that point, because the old Browns would have never done that. But also today, they fired some staff.
Fired 3 coaches today.
3 coaches.
3.
I want to ask you real quick, which coach are you surprised that we didn't fire? Because I have an answer to this, and I want to know what you think.
Surprised we didn't fire?
Yeah, didn't fire.
If I'm thinking, I'm hoping you're not saying.
It's offensive. It's offensive.
Oh, offensive? I want to say it's the offensive line coach.
No. The offensive line coach is maybe the best coach we have.
I was hoping you weren't thinking that, because I was like, I'm hoping not, because I'm hoping he might get snatched. Unless we move him to our offensive coordinator.
I don't think that's happening. I think Eric the Enemy is who they're going to target, and I hate that that's the case. But he's just got. I'll tell you why. Your fully guaranteed quarterback who wanted him years ago, and now he's on the available market. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong.
But
our wide receiver coach.
Ooh,
our wide receiver room was terrible.
They did decent though.
It was
better than our offensive run game.
I would argue it wasn't even that bad. Stump wasn't a bad coach, and he's going to have a job in days.
Yeah.
We got Deuce Staley, which I am excited about that. I think that's
a good hire. It's been rumors that it's a hire. It's not.
So it's not official.
I don't think it's official. Okay. I think it's a rumor that it's possibly that we've already hired him, but they interviewed him today, and I think he's going to take it.
I think.
I don't know why you wouldn't. And then also I understand about the wide receivers coach, but maybe that might happen later. You never know.
That's true. And it's only
and that could be something. But you fire the tight ends coach. You
fire the tight ends coach. You fire the running
tight ends
coach.
The tight ends actually
coordinator. Now all of this
the offensive coordinator makes sense, but also Kevin was calling the plays.
Right.
So what is the offensive coordinator doing?
Right. And
look, or I think what Kevin needs to do is, if they do hire an actual offensive coordinator, have him run the offense so he can manage the game. And also Kevin
Cincinnati does the same thing.
Also, here's the thing. They can be like, Kevin's like, no, I don't want that play, and overwrite it. You're allowed to do that. You're the head coach.
Yeah, but you don't got that kind of time. The clock is so small.
Which I think Kevin did and also I like that he's aggressive, but there's at times that he's a little.
Yeah, but we're not playing Madden.
No, Madden's totally different.
Well, that's my point. Like, we're not playing Madden. Like, this has got to be quick.
I agree. I mean, you think Eric the enemy, huh?
I mean, I hope I'm wrong.
That's not who I mean, he did great in Kansas City because he had Patrick Mahomes. But also, you have Deshaun Watson. Also,
he did play really well in his last game. Here's what I want to say. We did some shakeups with the defense last year. It was helpful. It worked for the most part. It really worked. I think that bad playoff game means that we're not gonna lose Schwartz, which is good. I think if
I
he
don't
would
want him
have
to go.
gone further, he would have left, especially with all these opening, head coaching jobs.
True.
So now with that happening last year, this happening this year, you have to have a change up. They've pretty much been on the staff for 4 years.
Yeah.
So it makes sense. You get new eyes on your offense and all of your players and try to freshen it up. Kevin Stefanski did an incredible job with the roster that he had that was able to be on the field.
I mean,
And
I really hope he wins Coach of the Year, but I know he won't.
it'll be
You know why?
difficult because
You want
there's
to know
coaches
why?
because there's a coach who just beat him. It was his first year.
Yup. And I think that's who I was like, that's who he loses it to. He loses it to him. And
Maybe.
And I'm okay with that.
I am too.
But if you look at it, look at how also that GM is looking smart as heck over
From
there.
New England?
In the Texans?
Yeah, the Texans. He used to be in New England.
He's looking great. He's looking like he's good for the next 2 years. Sitting pretty for the next 2 years.
Well, they've been, add insult to injury. They get our draft pick, our first round pick. It's like
also
great.
we gave up way too much, but okay. I could have done 2 first round picks. I want a first.
We all know we gave up too much, and that's not just talking money.
Nope.
Okay.
Anyway,
so let's end that round. let's transition right here. We're about to do a little over 20-minute mark. Let's transition to retro video games. I think that's really something we've talked about. Or doing arcade, and so every maybe third week of the month we'll talk about retro games in some way. What you drinking there? I have a seltzer.
You have a seltzer,
non-alcoholic. I do have. I do have a beer.
Ooh,
I have a porter, an Edmund Fitzgerald from Great Lakes.
Ooh, nice.
Little shout out there from Edmund Fitzgerald.
So I have a Sierra Nevada.
You and those IPAs, man.
It's hazy. It's a hazy IPA. Yep, it's exactly what it is.
As soon as you said who it was, I'm like, yeah, IPA. Okay, we're gonna talk about. I'll let you start. What is your favorite console that you either own or don't, and it's okay? What's your favorite console of all time, and why?
See, it's hard to pick.
That's fine. Just go with your gut. Your gut. Like I want gut reaction. Like quick.
GameCube.
Okay. I'm going to do rapid fire here, then we can discuss it. You saying GameCube. What was your first console?
My first console I ever owned? Original Nintendo. Original NES.
Original NES was your first console? Really?
Yep. Got it.
You're not that much older than me.
Nope, that was my first console. Why? Well, someone in my parents' church was getting rid of it and gave it to us. We played that thing for forever until it literally. Sense. We played it so much that one day we plugged it in and it started smoking. It caught on fire.
New levels of impressive, my friend.
My sister and I played it a lot.
That's sweet.
And we didn't have a lot of games for it. We had like the original like Mario. We had like Mario Duck Hunt, and then also we had Family Feud. That was like the game we played.
Really?
We played Family Feud a lot. Yeah.
Man. Okay.
And then we had like the original, like we had like Mario 2 and then also Mario 3. So, yeah.
That makes so much sense. I never knew that context.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. All right. So I'll go.
What was your first console?
First console for me was an N64. It's not the first that I ever played. I had cousins that had the SNES, so the Super Nintendo. I think that was. I want to say that's probably my first time of ever playing was on the SNES. But first console I had was N64, so I'm very nostalgic for that. Favorite's probably the N64 for that reason. Although the PS2 is pretty close. PS. I don't know.
See,
There's some good
I would
games
say
on the
my.
PS3 though too. We
See,
both
I
own the
was never.
Switch.
We
I
do.
love the Switch, but everything I play on the Switch is like harkening back to some N64, some old game that I've played. Even with Mario Party, like I'm the weird guy who like has both of them on the Switch, and I love them. There's different good things about both of them, but
See that, and then
I
my
don't.
Switch, I love playing Arceus, and I love my new um, Hogwarts Legacy. So
I think the game I probably play on my Switch the most is Super Mario 64.
how am I not surprised?
Do
you know I have a game guide for that?
I might somewhere as well, unless I sold it to Dan.
I don't
sold
know.
so much
Unless
to
I
Dan.
kept it. You did. You sold so much to my buddy Dan. So
Regrets.
I was like, yeah. There's actually one thing I actually do regret doing is selling my original Nintendo.
But you have one now. You don't have original Nintendo?
I have a Super Nintendo.
So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna create a real quick list of a shopping list.
Dude, I could not recreate how much I sold that for and get that back for what I sold it for.
No, that's not my point. My point is that
I had 15 games. I had 15 games for my original Nintendo.
And maybe this year you'll have 37. You know,
there's no way. No.
Anyway,
but
shopping list.
You were saying
NES.
I do not need a NES. Do you know how much I bought my Do you know how much I bought my NES for originally? Well, not my second one ever I've owned. $8. $8, and it came with 4 controllers. It only needs 2.
We just need.
And I got 2 cords.
Garage hopping, and like when people are not like hopping and stealing stuff, but like like garage sales and like.
Oh yeah,
maybe
I would.
Yeah,
I would totally get back to doing that. So
I would love to find some retro games and stuff. But you were gonna say something. I'm cutting you off. What are you saying? What you got?
I would say how my favorite game system was the GameCube. My second would be the N64. That would be my close second. But GameCube is just where I'm. You know what my first love on that was? My favorite game to play on the GameCube was Luigi's Mansion. Yeah.
Okay. I will say that may be one of my favorite games of all time.
So I compare the GameCube.
I really love the game.
So the N64 to the GameCube was a great transition for how much games came out on that thing.
And here's the problem I always have with the GameCube, which it's gonna make no sense when I finish this statement. So I'm gonna give that caveat. Yeah. I couldn't get past it, and I'm stuck on this 3-pronged monstrosity of the N64, and I'm like, no, I can't. I can't. Why?
Also, how do you hold that thing? How is that supposed to be held?
I have one. Hold on, it's right here. There's a right way to this.
Is it literally right next to you?
I can see it's right there. Hold on, I'm just gonna grab it. So, yeah, I mean it's not that difficult. Here, I'm gonna put you on screen right now.
Ooh, I think we on screen. Oh, hey, y'all. Why Mike goes to get that? I would like to know, like in comments, what was your guys' favorite system? Favorite game with you played on that system, and why? I just want to know all that. So, if you guys have comments, please leave that below. Especially if you're watching this, I want to see what everyone likes, because I know we've had some views on our first one. So thank you for everyone that has watched so far, and I want to see comments.
All right, I don't know what happened there. We're back.
So we're flip-flopped. So
well, maybe
now we're Schmidt Neely.
Well, that's yourself. Not good. We gotta fix this. All right, we're sticking with it. Here we go. All right, so the N64 controller. Of course, I got one that is
the clear purple.
The clear purple. It's the classic. Honestly, they need to go back to doing this stuff too. I know that I'm
the
just
clear.
nostalgic
I
for it.
love
but
my Game Boy. My color Game Boy is the clear, and then also I have a purple.
You hold it like this.
That is the right way to hold it.
If you're doing this, you're doing it wrong.
You only do
it's just,
the
I don't know,
the
man.
other hand. That's when you only do the other hand if you actually need to go for the other side with the up and down
you'll
buttons
transition from like here to here.
Yep, but your main holding it is you're holding the center.
Yeah, you're anyway.
Yeah, seriously, that's the only way to hold it. So
stoked! Just got a new memory card for Christmas.
I know,
not important.
Mine's all packed up, so
yeah, I know. Anyway, yeah.
So
we got.
What was your favorite game to play on the N64?
I never owned it, but Mario Party was probably up there. Super Mario 64 is just a classic. I really like Gex. It's an underrated game.
Oh yeah, you showed me that game before. That's really cool.
I really like Gex. It's a pretty silly game, but honestly, it's just a fun platformer.
There's what games I would own. I mean, I'm
curious what you'd pick though. I'm curious.
Like the one game I don't own that I want.
Conker's Bad Fur Day?
Absolutely 100%.
I mean, well, sure.
It's the last game ever made for it. And it's so out there that I love it. So if anyone looks this up, and I know my wife will, and I know maybe Conker's Bad Fur Day is just off the wall.
Very inappropriate.
It's very inappropriate. But it's so fun to play.
It should have never been put on a Nintendo console.
Nope.
It is not family friendly.
I think
it's part of why it's funny.
Mm-hmm. I think that's the reason why I want to own it. I know someone that owns it. And they picked it up for like dirt cheap back in the day. And they did, I would say that's the game that I would really want. My favorite game playing on that growing up was definitely I played Paper Mario. But
Paper Mario is maybe a top 20, top 10, and some people's opinion is maybe top 5 game on the console.
I don't own that game, but I played it before, and it's a lot of fun.
All right, I'm adding it to the shopping list.
Jeez. Okay. Oh, so GameCube. I told you GameCube. I don't own Luigi's Mansion for the GameCube. Yeah.
Man, this shopping
I played
list
it before.
Growing.
Dude, my shopping list would be crazy. The other game I would like to get that I've also played on that is there's 2 Pokemon games. You have Pokemon XD, which I own, and then there's Pokemon Coliseum. I do not own Pokemon Coliseum.
That one's expensive.
Mm-hmm.
It's very, very expensive.
You know what the most expensive GameCube game is? Oh, crap. Why did I just forget that? Nope, got it. The most expensive game for that?
Wait. I do know this. Is the most expensive, maybe if it's not the most expensive, maybe it's up there.
It's one.
Isn't the the Mickey Mouse basketball like a super expensive game for the GameCube?
Maybe, but I know Fire Emblem's up there.
Hold on. Don't add the silly sports games that Disney put out are like dumb. They're not even good games. Like it's an expensive game that is not even that great. Basketball.
Basketball is my favorite sport. I dribble up and down the court.
What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Going like, yeah, the Disney sports basketball is like $800 to $1,000 game.
Nuts.
It is not good. No. It is not a good game.
No. It's one of those that's out there though. Super Nintendo, since I own a Super Nintendo, Fun games that I've played on that. One game I do not like to play on that. I try to play Toy Story. Awful. Hated it.
On what?
On the Super Nintendo.
Really?
Hated it.
You hated it?
Yep. Disney Sports Basketball. Interesting.
Yeah.
I do remember that. It was also on the Game Boy Advance.
Yeah, and I was actually better on the Game Boy Advance. Oddly enough. Let me see if I can
Crazy.
See. Here. It was by Konami too, which is crazy. It was released, look at that, November 23rd, 2002. They made a whole bunch of them too. There was like the Superstars, like there's a whole, and like you had like one main character, and then you had like these scrubs that were like put with them on the teams, apparently.
Interesting.
Anyway, yeah, it's $1,000 game. Crazy. All right. So if you see that in the wild, I'd pick it up and I'd sell it on eBay if I were you.
Yeah, even if you pick it up for $800, still can make more money.
Well, maybe.
There's
so many other things I'd rather have for $1,000. So many other things.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
What was your least favorite game playing on the I know what? Yeah, N64 was least favorite.
I know. Game. I got it. I know exactly when I bought it too. And this is probably pretty a lot of people will agree with this decision if you're a big N64 fan. First grade, I got some good grades. My dad's like, I'll buy you a new N64 game. And I was either going to buy, which I'm currently borrowing from you, I was going to buy Rogue Squadron for the N64 or Superman. It's trash. I'm going to play you a clip of how bad this stupid game is.
Yeah, you picked Superman. You didn't even say it.
Superman. N64. Superman. It was trash. You're like going through like hoops and like I'm gonna get.
Is it bad as the pod racing game?
No, I love the pod racing game. Get out of here.
All right.
Pod racing game is great. I have that. It's phenomenal. Let's skip. I'm just gonna. I don't. This ridiculousness. So there's the cover of the game right there, and then you're like going around, and you like.
Oh, there you go.
This
is this all you do?
This is how the game starts. It is dumb.
So is this all you do?
That's how the game starts. Like, it is just trash. You don't ever really do anything Superman-like. You have to go back and do this until you complete it. It's like a flying, like a simulator game, but you don't do any. It's not open world, which of course not. It's in 64.
Also, I love how his arms go out like he's swimming.
Yeah.
Like it's.
Look at this. Look at it. This is not even like they haven't started the game. The game gets stuck. Like, this is what they'll play for you if you don't hit start. It gets stuck. Like, they haven't pressed start game yet. That's how bad this game is. Anyway, I digress. We're not,
That's bad. That is so
bad. Very bad game. What was your least favorite game? It could be on any console. What's your least favorite game? You can maybe, if you have a GameCube game that's your least favorite, share it. But least favorite.
Oh, that's handheld. Hold on.
Yeah, this is the Switch is maybe the exception to this, but yeah, not handheld. True home console.
I already told you I didn't like Toy Story for the NES. That was like my least. Yeah, for the NES. It's not bad graphics or anything. It's just the playing is bad. It just sometimes it all depends. Like also I was playing on it was when Andrew and I were out on our baby moon, and the house that we were staying at had a Super Nintendo and had games. And so I was like, oh, let's play this. And so I played Toy Story, and I was like, it would not like bow, it would not move. It like I couldn't jump, and I was like,
Was it this?
yeah. Play it. Yeah, I think so. Yep, that's it. So like right here, you'd have to like jump up and watch out for these. And like I couldn't jump. And there's like certain stars you had to get, and you could actually jump on that. It was like, see, like it wouldn't let me do that.
So the gameplay mechanics weren't great.
No, awful. Like
It's
the way
it's a side scroller.
Yeah, and then you could go back and forth though. It wasn't just like continuously. You could go back. So I mean, it was good. Like I didn't think it was the concept of it was a great game. Like I'm just like, this is.
It was hard mechanics wise to play.
Yep.
Speaking of, it's not a least favorite game, but speaking of, a game that I really want to add to the shopping list has to be. Let me pull this up for the N64.
Majora's Mask.
No, but it's on there. But it's speaking of Toy Story. There's the one for the N64 that I remember. Like I don't know if I was at a friend's house, a sleepover or something, like renting it. But I so badly want to be able to, if we ever find this, I definitely want to pick this up if the price is right. Dude, this is Toy Story 2 on the N64. Like going around as Buzz.
Okay, like crazy going from the Super Nintendo to the N64. Like, just look at this. This is nuts.
Those polygons, man.
Those polygons, yeah, absolutely.
I don't know, man. It's just it looks like a fun like.
There was a game on here on the N64. It was like Bomber or something.
Bomber. There's like 3 Bomberman.
I think it's Bomberman. I think it's Bomberman.
Which one?
I can't remember. One other thing that I liked on the GameCube that I didn't own was there was a Sonic game. It was really cool.
On the GameCube?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna look that up.
It was a really Sonic's game, and you can actually like hatch like eggs and stuff and have like dragons. It was actually kind of cool.
But there's a lot of them.
Yeah, there's probably a crap ton.
Here, I'm gonna stop this. I'm gonna show this other screen. All right, which one of these was it? Do you remember?
Hold on. It had Shadow on it. Wait, what's right hand corner? Oh, dude, why are you clicking
this
so
one?
much?
Oh.
No, go back. Go up. What's that one to your right hand side? Right? Nope, up one. Right there.
This one?
Oh, is that the Sonic Battle? I don't think it's that one. I can't remember which one it was, but there was a game.
Do you see it in this screen?
I can't remember.
Okay.
It wasn't the Riders. It wasn't that one, but also the one that has Shadow on it also looks familiar too.
Okay.
So it was like my buddy Dan had it. You know Dan.
Yeah.
So Dan had it, and that's what we played. So he played that a couple times. But I didn't own a GameCube until like I was in college. So
really?
Mm-hmm.
So you didn't own one until around the time we met?
Yep.
I wouldn't have guessed that. I would have guessed you had it like 03, 04, whenever it released.
No, because I didn't get my first, other than getting that, my parents they didn't want me to have that growing up. I was given the Game Boy. I was given the handhelds.
That's why you're such a big handheld guy.
I would rather.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So, and that's the reason why I love the Pokemon games, because we traveled so much for my sister's
for baseball and
softball, so it was easy to take with me.
That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot.
I logged so much Pokemon, so I'm not sure if you could tell if I like Pokemon or not, y'all. It's because
That's a really cool hat you got there.
I wonder who got that for me.
I don't know who it was, but name rhymes with Ike.
Oh, Mike. Oh, no, it was you. But no, that's the reason why. Yeah, and I didn't get my first console that I ever owned, like other than the N64. The Super Nintendo that we got. No, not the Super Nintendo. The original Nintendo.
The NES. The NES.
No, yeah, the NES was an Xbox, original Xbox.
Oh dang! I never had an original Xbox. I had a 360.
I no longer have my original Xbox.
All right, adding it to the shopping list.
No, I can buy it back from the person I gave it to.
Isn't the 360 backwards compatible though?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, so
I think so.
I still have a 360. I think you do too. You have the dope Star Wars one.
I have the dope one. It's the
I just have an
Star Wars one.
Yeah,
so, mine's cool. It looks like R2D2, and then also my two controllers that are 3 CPU. Yeah,
super dope.
So, but nah, I had the original Xbox, and my favorite game to play on the original Xbox,
Halo.
Was Tiger Woods. No, I did like Halo. Don't get me wrong. Halo's up there.
Halo is the one game I never owned, but all my friends played it, and so
I owned
it. Of course, you did.
I owned it. That was the first game my parents got me. Tiger Woods, 2005, man.
Dude, I never owned.
I played
except for the Game Boy Advance. I owned it, and man, I remember
2005. It just hit different, dude. Also, I had Slugfest too. Do you remember Slugfest?
Dude, I think I owned a couple of them.
You could. It had Alex Rodriguez on it.
It was the
on the
most
cover.
Ridiculous, absurd game.
Dude,
so those of
you
who
don't know, I
gotta pull this up. I've been doing so much of this tonight, and I don't even care.
Oh no, this game was so dope. They need to bring
2003?
This game back. Yes, 2003 Slugfest.
Yeah, I got it. We had it for the PS2. Yeah, I got you.
It should have Alex Rodriguez on it in a Texas uniform.
It does. Okay. I'm pulling it up because it's hilarious.
Also, MVP Baseball was also a good one too, and that had Manny on the cover. And that was also a good game too. That was a solid game on the GameCube. I have that for the GameCube. I think that game was on the Xbox. Also, another fun game that I also played on the Xbox is I had Road to Omaha. College baseball.
I forgot they had a college baseball game.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm going to play this with audio real quick because it's going to be hilarious.
Oh, it's great.
Sammy Sosa.
Oh, the bat's on fire.
It's so arcadey and ridiculous.
They just drop kick the catcher.
It was so ridiculous.
That was awesome.
Anyway, yeah, it was.
That was a fun game to play. And also, if you try to get like the codes, if you try to get the codes in the beginning, you can be like bobbleheads.
Oh yeah,
their heads are size ginormous.
Or like the horse. Do you remember the horse?
The horse head. Yeah, the horse heads.
We had it for the PS2, and it was freaking hilarious. It was so.
Xbox at that time, man, was a great console.
So for me though, it's the same thing. Like I had the N64. I got it for Christmas, late '90s. My brother and I did, and then we got the PS2, original PS2.
See, you were
a few years after it came out. It was definitely like not at launch.
You guys were definitely a PlayStation house. I was an Xbox, Nintendo.
Yeah, it was weird. So here, I'll go through like the systems I had in order. My brother and I got the N64, PS2, PS3 at launch, which was crazy.
That's awesome.
I think we even had a PS2 Slim after the first PS2 died. But we had the PS2 Slim. If I could ever buy a PS2 Slim again, I would. I think we still might have our games. I think. PS3. I didn't buy a console for a while after that. My brother did go and buy PS4 within, right before PS5 dropped. And then I own the Switch. And then I bought, no, it's not true. I bought the Xbox right after I finished college, about 2015. I bought an Xbox 360, which I honestly played more DVDs than I did. I didn't really game a ton with it. My brother did when he borrowed it, and played a bunch of like the Batman Arkham games that are dope that I've still never played, which is surprising for me.
Also, Halo was also fun. Gears of War was also a good game
Dude,
on the Xbox.
Gears of War, that's another game I wish I had time to play.
Oh,
There's a bunch of those games that I would go back and play.
I played Gears of War, the walkthrough, the whole campaign with Dan. That was a lot of fun. It's fun playing at the two people, especially online because you have your guys' own screens. But split screen's not horrible if you play it together. But
okay, I'm gonna transition here. I gotta ask you a real quick question. Do you know about the mouse, the Mickey Mouse, and going to public domain, right? Do you hear about that?
No.
So as of 1/1 of 2024, the Steamboat Willie Mickey Mouse is public domain, meaning that anyone can use it. Disney can't stop it from happening. That doesn't apply to any of the current Mickey, but Steamboat Willie, black and white Mickey can be used. So there's this game I need to show you this trailer of. I'm gonna play it real quick. It's only a minute long. But there's this game that's coming out that looks pretty dope. And I just want to get your reaction. I'm just gonna wait. I'm gonna get this set up, queued up here for us. But I'm gonna share this real quick because I need to get your reaction because it looks freaking dope, and you got to see it. The game is called Mouse. I'm gonna play this real quick.
I have a feeling this isn't over yet.
It's a dope first-person shooter.
What?
Yeah. But because of public domain, this game can exist and Disney can't do anything about it.
That's awesome. I would totally get I would get this game. Handgun? A handgun? Wow.
I don't know what it's going to come out on, but it
crazy.
Looks so.
It's going to come out on everything. I mean, it'll take a while for it's a total Switch game, but it's going to come out on everything. There's no way they could not have that come out on every system.
Oh, I hope so. And it'll definitely be on the Switch. It's not a crazy game that's going to require a ton of RAM and memory and all that jazz. It's not going to require that.
Yeah.
Which I think the Switch 2, whatever they'll call it, I think it's coming out either in 2024 or 2025.
Probably 2025. There's no way it's going to come out this year. No way.
I've been hearing a lot of things that it might, but we'll believe it when we hear for official because Nintendo is so close-minded.
As long as they make it backward compatible, I'm all right with it.
Can you imagine if it worked with DS games?
Ugh.
It was so great. Okay. You said you had a couple things for me. I got to show you my funny thing.
That was your funny thing?
That was my funny thing.
Ooh. So I have, what is a random talent?
Talent?
Oh, yeah. Random talent. It can be any, off the wall too. I have two for myself.
Go first. Yeah, you go first.
So
you
I
say
can
hunting and fishing though. I swear.
No, I can talk like Donald Duck.
Oh, that's true. You can do that really well.
I swear really well with it too.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. I don't have any like. Yeah, I don't have any funny voices.
Come
I
on,
like
you don't have just
skills.
one thing.
Yeah, like
It could also be a skill. What is that?
if I mean, I can like learn how to do stuff just like with the internet, like real quick. Like I've like figured out how to like build
Also, you're
computers and
really
like.
good at like a hidden talent is like you with dad jokes. You can find
Okay,
a
sure.
dad
I'll
joke
take
in
that.
whatever.
I'll take that. Did you? Okay, here, I got an on the fly dad joke. Do you know what pigs bathe in?
Mud.
Hogwash. You're welcome.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Also, I'm immune to your dad jokes, so if everyone's like, "Why did he laugh? Why was that a knee slap?"
Don't worry, my wife's the same way. It's fine.
The only person that laughs at your dad jokes is Andrea.
Oh, here's another good one that I saw. Do you know what the volcano said when it erupted?
I don't know.
Sorry, it's my fault. It's on a fault line.
But as he's laughing at his, I think I'm just gonna laugh because you're laughing at your own jokes.
Wait, I don't know if it was, and maybe it's different. I heard it the other day. It was like either that or it was like an earthquake. Maybe it's an earthquake. It's like, hey, sorry, it's my fault because of the fault line. All right, what else do you have?
I can find random people that are in like a movie or whatever and be like, oh, hey, they played in such and such.
Maybe I have that one too. I mean, that's why I have IMDb because I'm like, oh, they were in this and this and this. My wife, my wife's like, no, they weren't. And I'm like,
they weren't.
I got you. Boom.
I think I'm about like 90%, almost maybe about my 80% because I missed one couple months ago, so it might have dropped me down to my 80% level. But I was pretty 90% like sitting there, and I go, oh, there was a show. It popped on. Oh, what was it? It's a new show on TV, and I was like, and they showed like, oh, it's coming back on Thursday nights on CBS or whatever, and I was like,
Sniper?
oh my gosh, no, Fire Country or something like that. I don't know.
Fire Country.
I don't know. It's just boatload of dudes. Fire Country, I think it has to do with like fires in the wilderness. So fire, like wildfires. And
is Smokey there?
Smokey the Bear. You can prevent. Only you can prevent forest fires. No. So, and I was sitting there. I was like, oh my gosh, that's Chief Swan. And Andrew goes, Chief Swan. I was like, what are you talking about? And I was like, that's Chief Swan. It was just a blip. And I was like, Chief Swan from Twilight. yes, that's where I picked that up from. And she goes, nah, and I looked it up and I was right. But yeah, but we were like watching my favorite one that I pulled out of my hat was definitely what was the one? It was the guy that plays on Death on the Nile. You ever seen that?
The newer movie?
So the newer one, yeah, but there's one before that, and I forget what it's called. Oh, the Death on Oriental Express.
Yeah.
So we're watching, and I'm like, oh my gosh, Harry Potter. And she goes, nah. And I'm like,
I did that with Anna. And I was like, oh, they're in this. So maybe we both have that skill.
That was like one thing that I was like, that's definitely one thing
I got it from my mom because my mom would do it to me all the time. And then I just tried to like be better at it than she was. And be like,
also,
no, they're in this.
I also do that with songs all the time, like old songs. I go, Andrew, who's this? And she goes, I don't know.
I'm really bad at songs. You got me there. I'm bad at songs.
But I would say the movie people, like anyone that's in a movie or a TV show, I go, oh, they were in this. Okay.
I'm usually, or voice actors. I can do that pretty well too.
You're pretty. I'm not there.
Yeah, I can. There you go. There's my skill. I can do it with voice
All right.
actors too. Did you
All
know
right.
Pikachu and Ash Ketchum was a girl?
Yeah, I knew that.
All right. I don't remember her name, but
What do you think? I'm a noob?
no, I was just making sure you knew. Just testing your allegiance to Pokemon.
I don't remember her name, but she's no longer doing. She stopped doing the voice a long time ago.
Yeah.
Also, Ash Ketchum is officially retired.
Yeah, for now.
Oh, he's not coming back. There's no
that
way.
new show. Hold on, I gotta show this because that new.
Oh,
show
the new show.
dope.
The
new show.
I've already watched. I've watched the first episode.
I don't have Netflix, and I need to fix that. What is it called?
I want to say it's.
I got it. I got it. It's got to be it right here. Here we go. This. Nope. I'm gonna share screen first. If you haven't seen it, this is it. I'm
so working here today. My name is Haru.
Welcome to the place.
Our job is to take care of these Pokemon and ensure they enjoy the resort. In other words, you'll be the Pokemon concierge.
The Pokemon Resort. I can't believe I'm actually here.
I didn't think that I would be interested in this, but then I saw that it's stop motion, or at least appears to be.
Yes,
it's dope.
It is stop motion. Also, some of the Pokemon look like looks like the wool stuff that's like stuff like that. It's not actually clay.
It's
The Pokemon don't exactly tell you what makes
there's a
them
word
happy.
for it.
And I have no
I can't think of it.
idea what I'm supposed to be doing.
Flocked? Is that it?
Yeah.
Flocked? Yeah.
Most humans won't say it to your face either.
They say things like, take a guess.
They're all pretty interesting, right?
You know what this makes me think of? It makes
This
me
one
think
is
that we need to
Hoppip.
take a trip to Japan.
This is Mudkip. And the yellow one is Pikachu. No, I mean, it's Psyduck.
Let me show you
It looks, was the first episode good?
Yeah. So if you want to stop it.
Yeah.
So basically, the first episode is that she's the new concierge person.
Yeah.
And she shows up, and her first day is you get to be a guest. You don't actually get to work. So enjoy it. So it's basically people show up to this hotel where it's either the trainer and their Pokemon. So they let them out of their Pokeballs and they get to enjoy the vacation at this hotel. And then, or it's actually wild Pokemon that actually show up and also enjoy the area as well too.
How do they make money?
From the trainers.
Right, you're right. Sorry, that was too much of a logical thought.
I was like, what are you talking about? Well, yeah, it's definitely from the trainers.
That makes sense.
So, and then she's supposed to be like the Pokemon concierge, so she's supposed to take care of all the Pokemon and make sure they're happy.
Do you think she's got this impeccable Pokedex at all times? Just boom, what are you? Boom, what are you?
I don't think she does.
I don't know how is that how you know all these? Just Pokedex the crap out of everything?
You have to.
I don't know how else you do it.
It's like is it Drift Bloom? It looks like a balloon in a way, and in its thing it says it takes small children. Yeah.
Did you see how concerned my face was?
Mm-hmm.
What are you talking about?
Do you know what the crazy thing is?
What is this? Did you see Bang Bang?
In Pokemon Arceus, you have to help a kid follows a Drift Bloom, and you have to find the kid.
When did Pokemon start becoming like the movie It?
It's Drift Bloom was what generation? Is that Gen 6 or Gen 5?
Dude, I got Gen 1 and maybe part of Gen 2 down.
I mean,
maybe.
Okay, we're going to go on a complete side tangent on that. I know we're talking about Pokemon. I could talk about it all night, but we are officially over an hour.
We are. We should wrap it up. I know we could probably
Yeah.
talk all day, and hence why we're doing a podcast.
Exactly.
Well, hey,
Well, might just have to do an episode you just have to do rapid fire questions
about random
Pokemon.
Pokemon things that I'm just like, I don't understand. See what you do. All right, man. Well, hey, thanks for joining us. We didn't have any rando Calrissians this week, and that's okay.
No,
Maybe next week.
Rando Calrissians, yeah. I think this was a very good one today. I think we did both very well.
We got to see some different things. We got to share it and then share it with everyone else. I think that was fun.
Yeah.
Let us know your thoughts in the comments, because that's apparently what people do. If you enjoyed,
and like and subscribe as well.
Like and subscribe. Hit the ding-a-ling bell. I've heard that's the thing people do. I don't know why. It sounds weird saying it out loud.
All right.
I forget which YouTuber does that. I just think it's hilarious because it sounds awkward as hell. But yeah, thanks for Neely Schmidt Yourself, and you have a wonderful night. Thanks for hanging out.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Like
All
and
right,
subscribe, please.
Let's play that music. Let's get the heck out of here.